Okay, so today I released a video, a compilation video, that had this thumbnail in it. And people had emotions. So this is very clearly an AI-generated image of a tornado. The video was about kind of wacky weather phenomena. It was a compilation of videos about that. And yeah, a lot of people got very upset with me. Let's take a look and see what we got. So right down here at the bottom, AI generated thumbnail? Really? Not a fan of the AI thumbnail. Please could you not use AI slop images in your thumbnails? It is most unbecoming. I feel like I just got bitched out by my butler or something. It's not unbecoming. I hate the AI thumbnail. Really disappointed in you, Joe. Did we really need an AI image of the tornado as the thumbnail? I think this video is really cool, but seriously? AI thumbnail? Am I crazy or is the thumbnail AI generated? Love your videos, Joe, but please don't use AI. Not the AI gen thumbnail, bro. Could have easily found a picture of a tornado that wasn't made with a prompt. Love what you do. Disappointed with the use of AI. Either use a real photo or pay a real artist. AI thumbnail frown face. This one's actually kind of funny. I imagine the AI thumbnail must be a placeholder that was supposed to be changed before the video went public, but someone forgot to change it. Not a fan of the AI thumbnail. Joe, I love your vids, but please stop using AI in your thumbnails. If you insist on using AI, can you at least start disclosing it? Not having full source lists was one thing, but I'm beginning to question their absence now. Holding creators accountable isn't a bad thing. It's a mirror of the actual scientific community work. I do post my links in the descriptions, actually. AI thumbnail downvote. I unsubscribe for crap like that. Do better. Do better. I gotta do better. For the record, when people tell me to do better, I feel like I should tell them to do better. Like, if you're going to chastise me, like, at least be creative about it. Lose the AI thumbnail garbage. So damn disappointing. This one is glad to see everybody talking about the AI thumbnail. I personally don't mind the compilations, but I certainly won't be watching this video all the way through until the slop thumbnail is changed to something real. Not Joe Scott using AI as a thumbnail. Cry. Love your work. Don't like the AI-generated thumbnail. Lost a lot of respect for you today. I really liked you and your team's stuff, but I'm unsubscribing till you stop. I didn't sub for AI thumbnails and compilation videos. Joe, I love your content, but please stop using AI, especially in a video that talks about the ramifications of global warming and climate change. Okay, well, y'all are getting the idea here. So in light of this scandal, I am going to do what all PR people tell you to do, is come out and get in front of people and as genuinely as possible, double down and defend yourself. Sort of. I'm going to sort of defend myself for just a second. So the first thing that I want to defend myself on is that this wasn't just like something that I did in Mid-Journey or something like that. This was from Adobe stock. If you look right here, you type in tornado and you get a whole bunch of tornado images. A lot of these are, as you can see, it's clearly marked right there, AI generated. Now, when you're looking at photos in Adobe stock, you can always come down here and exclude generative AI. And that reduces the number of options that you have, obviously. But something that has been clear on Adobe stock for a while now is that the AI stuff, there's a ton of it. I mean, like, there is a lot of AI stuff in here. And I do try to avoid using AI stuff as much as possible. Now, somebody can correct me on this. This might have changed or it might have just been wrong. But my understanding has always been that Adobe stock is one of the more ethical AI sources, because at least when they started anyway, the AI stuff in Adobe stock was trained on Adobe stock images, and those images already have artists associated with them, so those artists do get a bit of compensation or a little bit of a stipend for their use in the training of these AIs. Again, if I'm wrong about that, please tell me in the comments, but I know that once upon a time that was their mantra, was about being, more ethical about the AI. So I've always been a little bit, more okay with using the AI stuff from Adobe stock, which, as I pointed out, there's a lot of it. It's kind of impossible to escape at this point. I don't know, depending on where you stand on AI, that might carry water with you, it might not. But the point is, I'm not like just going into Mid-Journey and just prompting something and coming up with some slop and throwing it up on there. In fact, at the risk of throwing my Patreon people under the bus just a little bit, whenever I do a video, usually I make several different thumbnails and I have my Patreon people, and sometimes I go into other places and have them vote on it, but I have my Patreon people vote on it. And in this case, that was the overwhelming favorite. So just to kind of show you how this works, I get in here, I posted several of these. The title was already picked, the craziest weather stories I've ever heard. Let's just go with that. And I posted all of these, and they vote on them with little reaction emojis. And as you can see, when you scroll down, that tornado got far and above the most number of votes. I mean, this one has 4 votes, this one had 3 votes, this one had 4, this one had 6, 4, 1, 11 votes. That one had 1. And I can only speculate as to why it got such an overwhelmingly large number of votes, but my guess is that it's just visually striking. Like, one of the rules when it comes to doing thumbnails is that, you know, it's not on an island. It doesn't exist on its own in a vacuum. It actually, people see it on a feed with a whole bunch of other thumbnails. And the most important thing is that it's visually eye-catching and makes your eye draw to it. So I figured that's why that one won. That actually wasn't my favorite. My favorite was the one at the top. This one here, this is actually my favorite one, which is the one that's on there right now. And why did I shift it over to that? Because I did an A/B test. After everybody was so upset with it, I was like, all right, I'll see if one of these others works better. I did an A/B test. I can show you what that looks like. So going into the dashboard here, you can come down here, you can see view test report for the A/B test. And this one actually performed better. Which goes to show that sometimes the Patreon people love them, but sometimes they're wrong. So that's why I let this one up there. Now, the thing about all of these comments that were so angry about the AI thing, the thing that makes it stick out the most to me is that really, for the most part, I don't even disagree with them. I've caught myself so many times on social media where somebody might have, say, a quote from Einstein. A little image quote of Einstein that has a quote from him on there, but the picture of him is clearly an AI-generated image of Einstein, and I'm always like, why would you make an AI-generated image of Einstein when there's thousands of photos out there of Einstein that would have done just the same thing? Like, what is even the point of that? And that's generally my thought process when it comes to thumbnails as well. I have, of course, used AI thumbnails from Adobe stock before, and full disclosure, I have used Midjourney to make some thumbnails here and there. But I usually only do that as sort of a last resort when there's just no other way to get the image that I want to see for the thumbnail. And by the way, the most AI that I use on my thumbnails is actually the AI in Photoshop that does the generative expand thing, because a lot of times I'll find a perfect image, but it's vertical and I need to make it horizontal. So I could either go find a background and spend a couple of hours doing Photoshop work to put it all together, or I could just do a generative expand and it just kind of like creates the sides, and now you have a horizontal landscape, image that you can use. I actually do that a lot. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I do that a lot. It saves me a lot of time. I guess my question is, do you guys want me to be spending all my time making thumbnails or making the content that you guys enjoy? So that in my mind, it becomes do the simple thing and just take care of it. But I'm with you guys. I really am with you guys. I don't like the overuse of AI when it doesn't need to be used, for all the reasons that everybody else doesn't like it. There is also a time factor. I do have some Photoshop designers that can do thumbnails for me, thumbnail designers. Nebula has a team of thumbnail designers that I can go to, and I've used them many times before. They do amazing work, but they have a whole lot of other creators that they work with, and it's just not, very fast. So if I have a few weeks ahead of time, which sometimes I do, I will go to them and they do great work. But sometimes even those don't perform very well. Sometimes a more simple, raw thumbnail will work better. You never really know. It's a whole art, and there's a reason why channels use A/B testing all the time. So if I have a few weeks lead time, that's something that I do pretty regularly. But sometimes I don't have that. Sometimes it's a video, I just got to put a thumbnail together and get it out there. And I've got to make several versions of a thumbnail to put it out there. And yeah, I just don't have the time to go to an actual designer. And my Photoshop skills are mid at best. So my point is, where I stand on it is I use it sparingly, especially going actually and doing like prompts on Midjourney and that kind of thing. I do that as little as possible, only when there's not any other option. And when I get AI images from, say, Adobe stock, again, my understanding is that the people whose work was trained to make that stock, that AI stock, did get compensated for it. So I feel a little bit okay with that. I guess what hurts is just the idea that people think I'm being lazy or that I think they're stupid or something. I don't know. If anybody was like personally offended and felt like I thought they were stupid, then I'm just going to apologize, because that was not the point. The point was just, I don't know. The point was that my Patreon people upvoted it, so I used it. So I guess the solution is you're just going to have to join Patreon and set me straight there. That was gross. There is a bit of a debate amongst the team about maybe changing up the branding on the thumbnails a little bit, because once upon a time I had my logo up there. I've been sort of phasing out that logo anyway, just because I don't think it even looks like me anymore. But I used to have my logo up there. If I have text on there and I use that blue color that you always see like in the background and whatnot, that's like a little indicator for some people that, oh, that's a Joe video. Or obviously if I have my face on it, sometimes I'll put my face on thumbnails. But it's always a debate about what's going to actually grab people, what's going to make people click on it. Sometimes my face does it and sometimes it doesn't. I have gotten a lot of comments from people that say that sometimes they'll see one of my thumbnails and not realize it's my video, even though the logo for the channel does show up like underneath by the title. So it's, I mean, it is there. The information is there. It's just not on the thumbnail. And I guess some people need it to be on the thumbnail or want it to be. And when I mentioned that whole A/B testing thing earlier, I gotta say, like, sometimes I will do an A/B test, which means that you'll see different thumbnails pop up on the same video throughout the day. On YouTube, there's third-party places you can do it, but YouTube has just started doing giving access to that in their dashboard here. It's a quick and easy way to see which thumbnails are getting the most clicks. What I'm getting so tired of defending, and I've been doing this for years now, and many other YouTubers have talked about this. This is not like some secret knowledge. It's out there. Anybody who wants to know this can know it. But there's this thing that a lot of people seem to feel when they see the thumbnails change in an A/B test. They see the thumbnail change, and what they think is going on is the YouTuber is trying to trick them into watching it a second time. That is not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to get people to watch the video. We're just trying to find the best packaging for this thing that we've spent a lot of time working on. And in my case, usually have paid some people to work on. I'm running a business here, and you know, when people get mad at me for A/B testing videos and seeing the thumbnails change, what that says to me is that person, what that person is saying to me is, I don't want your video to succeed. I want you to have wasted your time. I want you to feel terrible about yourself because this thing that you really care about and have put a lot of effort into, nobody's looking at it. That's what it feels like. And I do get aggrieved by that. Now, again, I know that's not what they're really saying, but, you know, they're thinking that I'm trying to trick them, which is not what I'm really doing. It's just misunderstanding all the way around. But it is a little bit of what about me-ism. You know, I'm so aggrieved because I saw a different thumbnail on there, and that's, you know, I didn't like that, so you shouldn't do it. Screw you. But yeah, I guess this thumbnail, I mean, people have their limits, I suppose. You know, I've used these kinds of AI generated thumbnails from Adobe stock in the past, and nobody ever really seemed to have a problem with it. For some reason, this one, everybody just lost their shit about it. I guess it just dipped a little too far into that sort of hyper reality that AI images can do, and it caused a big backlash. I will also confess that right now, a lot of YouTubers are struggling, myself included. The views have been way down. I'm still just blown away that Thai cave video did so poorly. I mean, when you get comments from people saying that the video made them cry, but then it just like is the worst performing video you've put out in a long time, there's the mixed signals there. It's just, it really messes with you. And as much as I agree with a lot of the comments and the attitude, the emotion behind the not wanting to use AI stuff, I'm actually with a lot of those people. You know, when your back's against the wall and views are down and you've got a business to run, I guess the ethics get a little bit more squishy. Anyway, part of this is me defending myself, part of this is apologizing, and part of this is just providing context for why I picked that thumbnail, why I feel relatively okay using the Adobe AI images. I also saw a lot of comments from people that were like, oh, he changed it. He listened to the crowd. Well, I was like, yeah, everybody was clearly pissed off. And then I ran an A/B test, and the A/B test proved that more people wanted to see the other one. So I went with the other one, which was the one I wanted to use in the first place, actually. It's all just trying to figure this stuff out. Every single video is just testing and trying to figure out what will get the most people to click on it and watch it. My job as a content creator, as a YouTuber, is to make videos that people will be glad they clicked on, right? If I was making videos that people clicked on and then they were disappointed by what was in the video, that's a problem to me. I find that people don't mind clickbait if the thing that they click on is worth it. Nobody remembers the clickbait once they get in there if you do a good job of making the video. But if you make a lot of clickbait stuff and then people get on there and it's not what, it was sold to be, and if it doesn't live up to it, that's when you get in trouble. It might have been the combination of this being a compilation video, which people are already a little bit like, oh, you're being lazy, and the AI thumbnail. It might have been a combination of that got everybody's gears grinded. But anyway, I'm actually working on a lot of thumbnails right now. I'm putting the next round of videos together, and that's been kind of the process that I've been doing for the last couple of years is starting with thumbnails, starting with the packaging, starting with the hooks. That has worked pretty well over the last year, and I'm trying to continue that. But I will carry forward the knowledge that I gained today in terms of where people lie on the AI thing. So don't say I can't learn. But anyway, that's all this was just a little follow-up for context. I'm sure even what I'm saying here is going to upset some people. Everything you do online is going to upset somebody. That's just the nature of doing what I do. And by the way, when I was kind of making jokes about some of the comments earlier, that's not really necessarily me being dismissive. It's really more just that's every day for me. After a while, you have to just kind of like, if you don't laugh, then you lose your mind. Anyway, I'm out. You guys have a good one. Peace. Love you.